Unless you want to start hating the subject that you study at university, you need a personal curriculum. And this is something that I have learned over the course of my degree. And I wish that somebody had told me this from the start. But you can still implement this if you are a current student. So the majority of people go to university and they study something they are passionate about, something they want to pursue a career in, something that they are interested in. However, when you are studying for a degree, you have to study things that you are not necessarily interested in. You have to explore areas of that subject that do not pique your interest so much. For example, I study economics. I am really interested in economics. I really like the majority of the things that we learn, particularly in microeconomics. If you were to ask me, do I enjoy econometrics? No, go on, just ask me. Okay, let me give econometrics some credit. I do enjoy the theory. I actually quite enjoy the mathematical part. Do I enjoy the coding? I do not like coding. How does this link into a personal curriculum? A personal curriculum will keep your passion alive. It will help you put the things that you are learning into context. So let me elaborate. When I was studying for my second year exams, I was doing micro, macro metrics. I was also watching YouTube videos on things like the economy of Japan and why Japan has ended up in its very unique economic situation. I was reading articles on how America rose to be the greatest superpower in the world. Point is, I was able to put the things that I was learning into context because they were very theoretical, they were very up in the air, they were very mathematical, and I didn't really understand what the point was. But when I saw the real life applications, particularly of econometrics and the econometric methods you need to work with large data sets, it all of a sudden became more rewarding. So not only was I able to understand more about why the things I was learning were important, but I was able to keep my passion alive. Because if you're just doing theory day in, day out, it gets very tedious. It gets very boring, monotonous. When you constantly remind yourself the reason you chose to study this subject, when you nurture your intellectual curiosity, it all becomes much more fulfilling. How do you build a personal curriculum? It doesn't have to be difficult. You can just write a list of things that you are interested in learning. They don't even need to be relevant to your degree. And you go read an article on them. You go watch a YouTube video on them. You go watch a documentary. You go read a book. Have a watch later list on YouTube called Personal Curriculum. Have a couple of books by your bedside table that you can grab for instead of grabbing for your phone. When the information is there in front of you, it becomes a lot more difficult to ignore it. If you found this video helpful, be sure to save it for later and follow if you're interested in more university tips.